In the last video, we glossed over one or two things, some really important things, without any explanation. So I'm going to try to explain what I did here. First of all, if we take a look at my first.txt, it doesn't really matter what kind of file it is, it's going to display in a web browser. Okay, so in my first.txt, if I go and take a look at it, file, open, where are we? If I go and open it, we will see that it contains just the line of text. This is a line of text. If that was any sort of characters, again, they would be displayed as well. So a web browser doesn't just display what you know as HTML code with tags. It can display different things. We can make use of this and will make use of this in APIs when we use things called JSON formatting. We don't always have web pages which are surrounded by HTML tags. However, we do most of the time. If we want a web page, we have web page tags. So let's take a look at what a couple of files are called. I'm going to change some files. Let's take this index, and this is the home page. Okay, so I've now changed that file name, the contents of the file. I'm going to create a few more files. In particular, I'm going to create the files that we saw which were on the list. So another one that I need is to save it as a PHP file. Index.php was on that list of files that would work. I can't see .php in here. Where are we? There we go. So I've now got one called .php, and I'm going to change. This is the home page in PHP. Save that. I'm going to create another file that was on the list. I think home.html was one of them, so I'm going to create home.html. Actually, let's change that for HTML, otherwise I might run into problems. Okay, it's not letting me go up. Just click save, that should do the job. Now I've got several files, I can see them in the folders. So I've got home, which is a HTML file. I've got index, which is a HTML file. I've got index.php, which is a PHP file. And I've got my first, which is a text document. So the point that I'm trying to stress here is that if I don't give a file name in my address bar here, which file will be loaded? There we go. I'll just change that, otherwise I won't know what I'm looking at. So I'm going to take this out, my first.txt, and I'm going to press enter to see which file is loaded. And that one says this is the home page in PHP. Well, the only one that did that was the PHP file. Index.php was the only one that said this is the home page in PHP. So although we had on directory index a list of files, the pecking order is whichever one it comes across first is the one that's displayed. So although I've got one called index.html, and that was on the list, and previously we made that work, this time it's not shown. The only way I can actually make that work is by typing the actual file name in the address bar. There we go. And we've got, this is the home page. So that's quite an important thing for you to pick up. Number one, that you don't need tags, and that will be useful to us later. That there is a pecking order, and you need to know which one will be picked up first, whether it's index.php or index.html. If it's not what you prefer, and the preferred one is to have index.php to be picked up, all you need to do is move it around in that list. You can actually open up the file. Don't forget where it was. It was in config. I think I've got it still open somewhere. Nope, let's get it open. It was in config. Quite a way down the file. There we go. you can just change the order. So if you wanted index.html to be picked up first, then you would put that at the start of the line and save it. To make it actually work, you've got to shut down and restart your web server. So after you've made the change and saved it, you need to come back to XAMPP, click stop, then start, and then it will change the order for you.